All right, so we're going to talk about pivot tables made easy. Simply put, a pivot table is a interactive report that enables us to analyze and summarize data. When we pivot data, we simply rotate it. We put it here, and then we put it over there. In Excel, we call this rows and columns. Generally speaking, we like to use numerical data and labels. Now, I'm starting with a sales figure worksheet. And as you can see, I have labels in the first row. Okay? In order to build a pivot table, you must have at least 3 columns of data. No blank rows, no blank columns, or you're going to have to manually select the data, and you don't want to have to do that. First thing you want to do is select your cell, any cell. You want to go up to your Insert tab, and you want to go over here to the pivot table icon. I generally just accept all these default settings. Now, you could put the pivot table in the same worksheet. Do we recommend it, class?
No.
Why not? Gets overcrowded, right? Yeah, and they constantly change. So we'll just click OK. So over here to my immediate right is the pivot table window pane. You can see all my labels from store to sales. Now, sales, if I want, I can check mark that, right? And we also learned that we could use the field multiple times. I might want to do sum and then average, or vice versa. Now, I can use the report filter just for that alone, right? I can say, okay, filter by region. I can drag and drop. I can also check mark, but anytime you check mark, it assumes it's a row label. It never will assume column labels. That you have to do manually. Now, if I put something in the wrong place, I can check mark, or excuse me, I can click the triangle, right, remove field. I must have did that just playing around. But anyway, let me take the line field, I'll right click that, add to column labels. Then I'll take sales and bring it back. There is the end result. Okay. Now, if I want to format this pivot table, where do I go? Anybody remember?
Design.
Right. Change the design. Come under that triangle. There we go. All right. Another thing I can do is slice and dice, right? I can go to the Insert Slicer under the Options tab, and I might want to slice it by region, by rep, right? Click OK. Take these little windows and move them around. And under my Slicer Tools Option tab, what can I do? Well, change the style, right? Make them look better. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Okay, so if I want to, let's say, filter by Baker, then Jensen, just click, right? This is my clear filter. My region, same thing. Click, clickety click, right? Clear filter. How would I select multiple items? Shift. And what was another way we learned? Good answers. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. That's it. Good deal. So these are my slicer windows, right? Makes it more obvious what we're looking at. Instead of it saying, you know, multiple items or whatnot. Another thing we learned that if we right-click a number, we don't want to go to Format Cells, right? Because that is very specific to one cell. We want to go to what? Amen to that. Yes. Currency. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, now everything is formatted the same way. Now, why can't regular spreadsheets do that, right? Now, we learned that we cannot change the sheet directly. Now, did you notice when I tried to double click it, it kind of drilled down? It's another thing you just learned. Yes, I said just learned because we didn't do that before. So if you're on like your pivot table and you double click a number, oh my goodness gracious. It's showing you how it's getting those numbers. People often ask me, well, Pat, how's it getting 13,800? Well, double click it. If you do the math, what's 8,000, 2,000? I don't know. I can't add that fast. Can you? No, I got to whip out my calculator on my cell phone. How slick is that? Yeah, we're digging deep, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if I double click, what is this, 29,555? Watch this. Woo! And the crowd goes, crowd goes wild. Yay! Isn't that cool? People often want to know, well, how's it getting those numbers? It's doing it for you. It's doing the math. That's what makes this so powerful. I'll tell you, knowledge is power. You know this? People are going to be running to you left and right. Can you build this report? And then you're going to say, oh boy, here we go. But it's great. It's good to know. I mean, it really helps. I mean, just think of what you guys can do with just basic spreadsheet data now. You know? I mean, even the biggest spreadsheets of all time, you know, you can make them seem a little shorter and more meaningful. Another thing that we went over was this. We talked about how at some point, not everybody may want to view everything, you know, under one roof, right? So I can go to this little triangle, right, on this options tab. Just going to zoom in there a little bit. And it's what? Show, report, filter pages? Yeah. There's the only thing I put in my filter. So I'm going to click OK to region. Now you can see I got all these other tabs at the bottom of my screen. Nice. And don't forget what I said. You can right click too. There's the other sheets. There's the other regions. Look, I got so many, it can't show me them all. So what do I choose? More sheets. Oh my. Midwest. Got to get there somehow. You know? The other thing that we touched on too, let me just kind of take it back a step here. Say I'm on this pivot table and I just want to build a pivot chart. So I'm under that pivot table tools section, options tab, pivot chart. You kindly pick the chart that you want. I think I'm going to go for the pyramid chart. Click OK to that. And it's very interactive. I don't need to look at every store. I just need these guys. See? Okay, I don't need all the regions. Okay, just give me what you got. Show me what I need. I don't need all the reps. I just need this guy and that guy. See? Nice. So that will conclude our segment on pivot tables and pivot charts. I hope you enjoyed going over this again, and I hope you feel more comfortable doing it. And